Yo, Kingearner coming to y'all live and direct. Today's topic I'm speaking on being deceived by deception. A lot of younger individuals, they see what's going on in the streets. They see a lot of the quote unquote OGs riding down the street in the big cars. They see them pouring out money. They see them talking about money. And just to be truthful to you is that the streets is total opposite now. I haven't been involved in years, but I ride by the same corners. I walk by the same corners. When I go in the stores, I see individuals. And everybody don't dig that they're doing the same thing over and over again. No one understands that it becomes insane to continue to do the wrong things and to continuously repeat them. There is no honor in the streets when it comes down to selling drugs. People see me post a video supporting Rollo, saying that, that I'm promoting the wrong type of material, the wrong content. And I disagree. I would think Rollo is an individual that every child, every person in the hood would want to be if they used to be in the streets. Now, in reference to him talking too much, when you say things like I just was involved in selling drugs and then you turn around and get locked up for selling drugs, you can kind of understand it because some things have statute of limitation. And in Pennsylvania, the statute of limitation, 7 years after the incident is being investigated. So it's 7 years from the time of the investigation. And he's a young guy. So maybe the things that he's speaking on, they're taking it as if he's done it before. I don't know the case, but at the end of the day, I feel like if he used to sell drugs and he's rapping and not selling drugs no more, and then no one knows if it's somebody from his camp, no one knows if it's an incident where it could have took place, he didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And the way you saw the government, the ATF, and how everyone was around him, you would think that the man was Pablo Escobar himself. And we got to understand that our people, we love money, but a lot of us aren't used to it in a long time because we didn't have the opportunities that some of us are being given now. They didn't have rap all the time. And then when they did have rap, they wasn't getting paid the finances that they get now. So, we got to watch how we ridicule individuals. If it's not a known rapist, like when I say a known rapist, like somebody who continuously raped kids and stuff like that, then I honestly can kind of have some type of forgiveness. Betrayal and, things like that is things I don't honor because, you really have to get diagnosed and try to figure out where you need to be at in life and around people. If you're a rapist or something like that or child molester, you're not supposed to be around people. I mean, it's just obvious. But we need more Rollos. We need more Gucci Mans. We need more AR Abs. We need more Leak Mosses. We need more Dark Lows. We need these type of brothers because they used to be in the streets. So if you used to be in the streets, you have to remember that when you go to do the right thing, like get a management company and get businesses and record labels and stuff like that, brains are going to be needed. Common sense is really going to be needed. But you can bring that street atmosphere right in that room, but don't include the violence. If you include making money and everybody getting an understanding of something positive, then it's a good thing. And we understand in Islam that we don't say that music is halal, but it's the less of the evil deeds, the less of the wrong things that a person could be doing in these streets. So, alhamdulillah, and Allah knows best for an individual who's coming away from something because he's trying to get something and get it in a positive manner. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of individuals who are on my pages. They're making negative comments, and a lot of people try to use my past against me. But the thing is, how can you use a past against a man who was cleaning up the neighborhood, cleaning up the cities? Right now, even in Upper Darby, where I'm at now, I clean up the neighborhoods. I clean up these individuals, and I'm not even from this neighborhood. In my neighborhood, I made sure that I talk to the ones that I know that are the mature ones, the ones that are around, the ones that have a say-so. And guess what? We all have an understanding that at the end of the day, positivity is needed. And without the positivity, none of the wrong things will even be able to go right, because in life, for the individual who's been negative all his life, he'll find that he runs into a brick wall and he don't have no help, no support from anyone. So this is what the Honor Your Life campaign is for. We're here to help everyone, you know? And I've sent a challenge out to the rats and the confidential informers. And my challenge is that you guys figure out a way to go to these schools and tell these children how you are part of the streets and how you wind up betraying the people that you took that oath with of having loyalty with. Because then they'll see that that's the part that they don't want to be involved in also. They want to stay away from betraying a friend, betraying your mother. Some individuals get locked up, man, had the drugs in their house, they allow their mother to go to jail. I don't understand it, because at the end of the day, if I was ever into that, when I was in the streets, which I never done, never kept drugs at the house, but if I was, man, ain't no way you taking my mother out here without me signing up for it. It's me. And I'm going all the way in. I don't care what I have given her or whatever the case may be. You just, you keep your honor intact by doing certain things and holding on to certain principles. So I want for the younger individuals to remember these words that I'm saying, and I want for y'all to take it and give it to somebody else. There is no honor in the streets. Majority of your friends are turning back on you. And a lot is going to say, well, the message is confused. The message isn't confused. I can come away from the streets and not want to be in the streets and say that I don't want to be a confidential informant, that I don't want to tell on things I see. I'm allowed to do that. You know why I'm allowed to do it? Because it's a right. But at the same token, I don't think there's no honor in an individual that is a criminal, a mastermind, pulling other individuals in on a crime. And then when they get booked, that person who put the whole plan and everything together is allowed to tell on everybody. There's no fairness in things like that. So, that's why my number one goal is to put in these youngest' heart, don't even get involved in the streets, because this is what's going on. And the cops somehow always get the individual that they see attached to things like clothes, money, cars, relationships. They always go and find them and say, you know what? We're going to ask him, we're going to scare him, because they know where the weak link is at. We got to start making sure there is no weak links. And you don't have to do that by hurting individuals. You can do it by staying away from individuals. You see what I'm saying? So, whether you're negative or positive, the message is clearly to both sides. Take violence out of the equation of it first. Once you take violence out of it, you're going to notice that the money is just being, you're just recycling your own money. You're just doing the same thing over and over again to keep the bills on and things like that. Once you get an understanding of that, you will understand that you can do a business. Once you get the business, you can say, you know what? I don't want to sell drugs no more, because guess what? I'm not doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I don't have the goals of saying I want 1,000 bricks from a person that I got to pay it all back to. You see what I'm saying? Nobody has a poppy seed. Nobody has a poppy field nowhere here in Philadelphia. So if people are still selling coke, they're losing, of course, from the numbers that you hear the rappers say in their music. They be like 60, well, I even heard somebody say 100. It's like, are you serious? How do you make your money back? You don't. So what the individual gets a chance to do is floss in a rental car, floss in a finance car, get them a chain. Some of them even finance their chains. Get them a chain, ride around, make sure they have at least a couple dollars in their pocket and some brand new clothes on, and everybody looks at them like they're the big-time drug dealer. But they don't know that they're always borrowing money from their girlfriend. They're always borrowing money from their mother. They're always borrowing money from their grandmother. And I know, because there's been times where I got caught up in the streets, and I would have to do that. But I made sure I get them individuals their money right back ASAP. I don't play with that because they're my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a thing where I want to touch the people's heart. I want the youngins to see. I want them to understand that there's other options. And I don't never want a youngin to think that I'm pulling them away from earn the buck to not earn the buck. I can give you the blueprint, but I can honestly say that we don't know if no money gonna come out of it right away anyway. Most businesses, you know, at the 3 years is when you started seeing anything back, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to stop that type of mindset and method also, but it's hard because you still have to do things, you know what I'm saying? Like when I say you have to do things, you still got to pay bills, you still got to eat, so you still got to spend money. But the goal is to figure out how we don't spend money. But if you spend your money on drugs and it's slow after you get it, it's nothing good about it. So why keep, you know, reeing up on something that it doesn't move or that comes back to the same thing? When you have the opportunity to get in the business field, and believe me, the prices are low on a lot of different items. You can sell water and get a lot of money. Because the water is not, it's like we go in the market, it's very cheap. You can sell them. You can start getting prepared to organize, use some youngins in different areas. But a lot of us don't want to take time to go buy the water. But they'll take time and throw their life away about trying to stand on the corner and trying to protect drugs and trying to protect the people that's in the community. But at the same token, we're killing ourselves. And I ain't here to preach to anybody because Allah knows, man, I done some of the most disrespectful things to our own people. But I have to say that once my mindset set in, it's like, I wish I never done it and I never want to do that ever again. It's just something that I feel in my heart. I don't want to be a part of street activity. I want to be a part of helping clean up the streets. I don't want to be the police neither. And I want the police to try to stay out of what the Honor Your Life campaign may have in place when it comes down to us doing neighborhood resolutions. We don't want the police to have to stand in. We want the police to be rest assured that it is no negativity going to be happening and things that is cool, but we're not going to be people that's a part of the community and see somebody doing something wrong like sell a drug that's not really harmful violently, and then we're going to go tell the police. Nah, we're going to pull that child to the side. See, this is what they speak on when they speak of the village. You pull that child to the side and you tell that child, listen, that's the wrong thing to do. I wouldn't suggest you do it. Bottom line. But it's up to individuals who have the strength. If you don't have that strength, you go to someone else and you tell that individual, listen, we need for you to go talk to so-and-so. And in most cases, a guy who used to be in the streets talking to a guy who's in the streets, the relationship would click and there'd be some understanding where we talk to each other like men. Because I can't pull people off the corner and don't have no job for them. You see where I'm coming from? So my thing is that with the Honor Your Life campaign and the programs and the activities that I have for this summer should solidify my spot in a lot of different major organizations that I'm already in touch with and have relationships with. But a lot of people have to understand that it still takes time because these people that I'm building relationships with don't have to move right away. They don't have to listen to me and do exactly what I say right away. So sometimes it's a plan have to be put together. Sometimes it's a proposal. Sometimes it's a goal to go at a grant. Whatever the case may be. Until then, we all got to stand tall. We all got to get together. We all got to make sure that when I'm going out and I'm buying 100 trans passes and I'm buying over 100 tokens, that we all come together. Why is it going on almost 2 years and I'm still doing it by myself? And I have individuals that watch me go do it. None of them say, yo, you think you want to take this little 20 or this little 5 and put to these trans passes or these tokens for these kids? Summertime coming up, a lot of these children don't got clothes. The ones I mentor, the ones I privately mentor, I always put something together for them. I always go to my sponsors and I always get something so they're good. So they don't have to worry about selling the drug. So they can go to school. I want them to focus on school. These children need a check. At the end of the day, listen to me, man. Nothing is free. And in order to have these children motivated, it's brothers like Relion from Positive Image that we must, let him do his thing. And his thing is giving the children jobs. So this is how we all come together like a chain. You see what I'm saying? You have to take your time, because if you just rush, some of these children will throw a brick back at the penitentiary, and meaning that they'll try to do something to get some money. And like I said, youngins, that broke feeling that you got isn't a permanent thing. Everybody is given a certain amount of money that they're going to make in their life. And Allah knows that number. We don't. But I'm for sure that your last earn won't be your last earn, that there will be more earns for you. But you got to keep focused on working on what you're doing. It's been times, man, I barely had money. But at the end of the day, guess what? It's also been times that I stayed strong enough to make sure that I found out how to get a coin on a legal earn. Every time when I was in the streets, I always had a legal earn mindset also. It could be poured out raining, man, back in the day, and I'd grab a bunch of umbrellas, a bunch of them, and I'd sell them. It'd get cold. Everybody be sitting around in the barbershop. I might be getting my hair cut. I've done this before. Everybody talking about, man, it's cold. I don't get no long johns. Pew! I go shoot, get some long johns, come back. Everybody looking for long johns. Here they are. So, it's ways, youngins. And I want y'all to believe in this, man. Don't think that, I'm not trying to hear, I got to get some coke, I got to get some weed, I got to get some drugs to sell, man. Don't do it. And for the individuals that got enough money, man, that take care of their family and have a pretty coin, don't waste your money on drugs, man. You waste your money selling drugs, man, you're going to lose. You get a check every week for the performance that you do at your job. Take that money and put it up. Follow what I say, because at the end of the day, when things get rough, you can depend on you. Never depend on nobody else. Kingearner live and direct. Honor Your Life campaign.